Okay, so we have two sheets of data here, right? So now, if you want to consolidate, right, into a one page, right? So how can we do that, right? I mean, like here we have this data here, right? So we're going to turn it into this, right? So let's take a look, right? So it will be something like, let's say we take the first 6 months, right? So and we just go here and let's paste it here, right? So now, what we want to do is that it's something like this here. So you see, I can just say that okay, I just move it here. Okay, I move it here, and after that is right, red and type, right? I just put it here. Then tomato, I put it here. Okay, so I think that's about it. And after that, Malaysia, I put it here. Then as for the MY, right, is the code of this, right? So I just copy this, right, and then just come over here and paste it here. So basically, I do this for the next section, right? So next section, right? So which is we have also another durian, right? So I just copy this, right, and come over here and paste it somewhere here, and again, perhaps I can just do it again one more time. Yeah. So and then I have these two put it here. Then I have the durians. Gonna put it here, and again it's Malaysia. Let's copy paste it here. So in order to get this right, so I have several country code, right. So imagine I have 10 country code, right. So then it will take some time to do this, right. And what if I right now it's copy and paste, right. So what if I say here I change the value to 178, right. So I have to go back here and say that okay, here I also need to change it to 178. Okay, so that's is that is the kind of troubles we have, right. So now how do we do this faster, right. And almost automatic is that let's close this file, right. And all right, so to achieve this, right, is definitely not using this method, right. So first of all, we can go to any new workbook, right, and then we go to the data tab, choose get data from file. Since we are reading just one Excel workbook, right, so we can use this item and locate the file where we have, right. Just go in there and then choose one of the worksheets and then click transform data right below here, right. So transform data. Okay, now we're going to remove all this step here, right. So it is pre-recorded here, so I just delete until the end, right. I choose the third item, so I'm going to delete instead of one by one of this step, right. I will just right click and choose delete until end and delete it. And then I'll just keep these two column, right, and removing these three, the other three unnecessary one, right. So in this case, so I'll just right click, choose remove other column. Then I will click on this button here on the top here and expand everything. Okay, so yeah. All right. So now then the next step is that I want that final result, right, to be similar that there is a lot of value here, right? So I'm gonna did make all this value go down right here to copy this value to bottom, right? So that is there's a feature called fill down, right? So you can see that right there. And the next thing is that I also want to remove the first two row before I get the header, right? So the first two row, I can use the remove rows, and then choose remove top rows. Okay, and then yeah, remove the first two rows. Notice that when I finish this step, right? So it's when I finish this step, right, it will add one more step right at the right hand side here, the apply steps. So let's click OK. Look at that, remove top rows, right? See, remove the top rows, and then I want this the first row as a header. So there is a convenient feature here. Use first rows as headers. Okay, so now in between here, I saw others call other rows that I don't need. It happens that all are now here. So I just simply click on this column and then uncheck this item now, right, to remove all those items. Yeah, so basically that it is, right. So now finally I can just rename the column by changing the column name right here. I can say that it's just double click on the column name and then just put the country code, and here instead of Malaysia we say country name, and then here instead of just we change and here is time. Okay, and then just click close and load to, and it will allow you to say, okay, where do I want to put it here? So I'm going to put it in this existing worksheet here. All right. So that's how you can do the transformation, right? So now after this, right, if you want to say, I'm interested to know what is the total sales for tomato, right? So I mean, I can just do something like this, right? For January, I can just highlight these three, 1 to 3, 1 to 3, and yeah, tomato sales right on January will be this total here. Okay, so there are many ways that I can work with this data here, right? So at the moment, now I have given a table name, right? So we can see the table name is called my2, right? So you can always change the table name, right, to something more meaningful. Okay, so now, yeah, basically done this there. Now, if you want to go further, one more step, right, is that you can go back to head back to queries and connections right here, this step, and double click on this. We're going to do something called Unpivot Column. So it means that it turns this horizontal data, every row, right, into vertical. Okay, so let's just see here. Yeah, let's just go back to. So we know that there will be 12 months of data. So we just go here, say that just like this item, hold your shift key, right, and then go to transform tab, and then click transform unpivot column. Okay, select that, and you can see that, right, this is how it transforms the data. Okay, and then here we can say is the month, and here is the amount. And then again, just close and load, right? It will change this to a different format. Okay, so you can see that this is what we have previously, right? You can see let's just copy this and take a look. What is unpivot? That's right. You see here. So I have a rows data here. Okay, let's see. Where is it? Oops. Okay. So let's say this is yellow color, right? So I can see that here, right? So as for tomato red, right? So it turned it into this. You see that? Turn into this value here, right there. So for every horizontal value, it turned into vertical value, right? And as for this tree value, right, it will just repeat it by itself, right? So it by itself. As for this here, right? So the next one will be here, and you can see that. Let's say we go here, and you can see that it will change to here as well. And this is repeated, and this value is copied as well, right? So this column, that the header is copy, right? This header is copy, but this value is kind of transpose, right, to do that, right? So this feature we have, right, is called right click and transpose, right? You see that? So every of this row, right, is transposed. It's just that we do it in a faster way. Okay, and that's the today's session, right? Thank you very much. Well, I'm grateful